This video is titled, "Please stop emailing and messaging me about helping my YouTube channel." So yesterday was my birthday. To preface before we get into the main crux of the video very quickly, I've turned 34 and it was a fantastic birthday. A lot of really cool things happened. I received a taiko drum set from my partner, as well as a cool jacket that has a bunny rabbit on it. You see the bunny rabbit? Can you see the bunny rabbit? I like the bunny rabbit. The bunny rabbit's cool. I got that at Armageddon. There was like an expo that was occurring. Had a fantastic day getting tattooed. It's looking a bit angry at the moment. Got some more art. You know, also got an automaton on the back. I think you can see the automaton there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you can even hear that. I don't know if you can even hear that in the microphone being so far away. So I got tattooed yesterday. Got a new jacket and a taiko drum set. Got a new pillow from my mom so that I can actually sleep properly, because we're in temporary housing at the moment and I'm not sleeping very well with the old pillow, so it's nice to have a new one. Our house got approved, as in we're able to continue to look for houses now, so that's great. We're pre-approved and we're going to continue to house hunt this weekend, because we haven't been able to do so for the last little while because that ran out. It's taken too long. I didn't have any Fiverr work or anything like that, so I just had a day off of doing videos, which is kind of nice to do because it's been like a really busy last couple of months. Lessons went okay. That was pretty chill. Had a nice dinner at a teppanyaki restaurant with my partner. That was pretty dope. Got to see the chef do all the kind of stuff in front of us, you know, cooking all the meats and everything like that. It's a beautiful experience. Had a birthday cake and cupcakes and stuff like that. I played some Kazan. I don't know if you guys are playing the latest Kazan, first Berserker game, whatever it was. It's a fantastic game. Would recommend if you're not already. And yeah, just basically had a good time. You know, it was chill. Good times. And what I'm trying to allude to is that another really cool thing happened yesterday. And it's cool for reasons you might not expect. So for me personally, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try and make it so that you can't see it. If I open my desktop and I open my downloads, I received an email. I'm not going to name them because I'm not sure if I'm going to be particularly kind about this. But I'll try to be reasonable in case they see this, because I want them to understand that I'm just not their target audience. But I don't know if you guys can see this. I got contacted by someone who does YouTube thumbnails. And so I'll try and make this big so you can see it. Yeah. And to be honest, it looks like they use a bit of AI to kind of clean these up, you know. It's cool that they're smoothing out the skin and trying to make them look, you know, like look professional and polished and stuff like that. And I suppose, you know, if you're into that kind of stuff, that's cool. That's really cool. And I appreciate that these people have apparently found value in what this company is offering. They were even kind enough to send me their version of what they think my most recent thumbnail should look like. And it's fucking this. I can tell it's AI because of the teeth. My teeth aren't that fucked, right? I know I have small teeth at the bottom, but I don't look like that. I look like a fucking zombie. Excuse the language. I look like a fucking zombie, and maybe that's just how I look. Maybe it's kind of weird seeing myself in a light outside of my own purview. It's just what I'm trying to communicate is there have been some effects that have applied to this that I am familiar with to kind of zazz it up or to increase the contrast or something like that, to make it kind of bounce a little more. And I get that from, like, this is part of why I want to, you know, I want to improve my webcam. I just got to cough for a minute. Because I know that my webcam is 1080p and that's just not cutting it at the moment. I need something that's a bit higher quality for when I go into this little square and then I kind of zoom in, it gets a bit fuzzy. So I want to get a 4K webcam, an Elgato Facecam 4K at some point soon. But when I look at this, I think we've had all these other thumbnails from this team, you know, and they look fantastic. And, you know, like it looks really professional. A lot of them are really awesome. And then this they send through this. And I look like a fucking zombie. Maybe I do look like a zombie. You know, I'm not insecure about my appearance. I've done okay in regards to like stuff related to appearance over the years without going into it. Is that this is the one time I have been sent a free thumbnail by someone as if they are trying to infer that they are doing me a favor by sending me a free thumbnail. When I have not asked for a free thumbnail, there is this kind of expectation, this belief from people who consistently cold call me that I want this. I want this, that I want to have an over contrasted, over fucking whatever the fuck it is, making it kind of like, I don't want this. I'm going to talk about why that is really quickly, just so that people understand it. Now, I can appreciate what they tried to do. They have faded out the sides and they have tried to make me, using Photoshop, a bit more kind of like to pop out from the background. Now that's cool. The problem is that, like, I could probably fucking do this if I wanted to. I just don't. And the reason I don't is because I just haven't learned how to do that yet. But at the same time, I haven't felt the need to do that because my expectation was that if I kept a more kind of natural flow on my thumbnail, it might be okay. But to be fair, my videos don't get there's a change, a wide variety amount of views that my videos get. So I get it that people want these high contrast thumbnails and stuff like that. And I get, in a way, I understand the rule of thirds, you know, having me on this third and then this here. That's totally fine. I kind of try to adhere to my ones like that. But then sometimes I just think that when you make someone, even risk someone looking like this, right? It's not just that I don't like how I look in this. I don't like the fact that if you look at my teeth, there's little spots in them and shit like that because of the artifacting and stuff like that. What I don't necessarily like is that it makes it look like I'm fucking dying when I listen to this music. Now, to be fair, maybe that is how I look in the original video, but when you like specifically highlight it, like, because I liked a lot of this, and it actually makes me feel self-conscious about my thumbnail. Now, to be fair, in my thumbnail, I'm kind of like, what is this? You know, like, it's kind of intense, but it's not looking like a zombie. So what happened is that this person that made this other thumbnail has specifically looked at my video and has decided that the best possible expression for it is to make me look like this. So I would have understood if the original thumbnail had been the same as this. I had to double check that my thumbnail wasn't like that because, quite honestly, I have enough experience at this point to not have myself fucking look like that in a thumbnail, because I know that if I have my teeth sticking out, if I look like I'm fucking comatose, that isn't fantastic for a video or a thumbnail. Or maybe it is. Maybe what I'm missing is that, like, I need to look like this in order to get views, but I don't want to. And to be fair, there have been videos that have gotten 20 to 30,000 K views on my channel that have not had thumbnails nearly this competent. So I want to quickly discuss why I even give a shit about the thumbnails at all. And the reason that I care about thumbnails is that it's the one thing that people give me a hard time about outside of like some of the content in my video. When I joined Bilibili back in the day, and I was getting like 100,000 views a video or something like that, and I would get told, hey, you know what you should do to get more views? Thumbnails. It's like, lady, I'm not getting 100,000 views because of my thumbnails. Like, it's the content that people wanted to see at that point. There is a difference in the amount of desire for the stuff I was doing on Bilibili and there was with YouTube, and I accept that. It's fine. But I don't think that my thumbnails would have necessarily improved the amount of views I got. Maybe they might have. But to me, like 100,000 views was enough. I could potentially go, like, there is stuff I could do to improve this. Like, I could fade out the background and like make myself look a bit more prominent. But part of that is me getting a better quality webcam so that I don't look washed out. You know, because at the moment it's a bit grainy. If I get a 4K webcam, it'll have twice the amount of pixels at least. So it will look more precise, because that's when I zoom in on myself in that little square there, so I can get a sort of a reaction of myself. And I feel like here, you may not feel that this is good use of rule of thirds because this is slightly left than the third, but you can see the art here, you can see me here, you can see the company here, you can see the playlist here, and you can see the artist with the EP here. So I feel like even if it's not the most revolutionary thumbnail, and even if it's like mid, it's still better than whatever. There's still less terrifying than this. This scares me. This makes me uncomfortable. If this is what's required to build a YouTube channel, I do not want to do this. I don't want to make myself look like a ghoulish fucking zombie 99% of the time in order to get views. I look atrocious here. I'd be offended if it just didn't seem so incidental and like poorly aligned. It's just let's talk about this. For the last few years, I have been constantly. I'll go big. I have been constantly contacted by. This is a conclusion time in it. I have been constantly contacted by people who want to help my YouTube channel. I understand that there are things I could do to improve my YouTube channel. I understand there are audio adjustments and video adjustments that I can do to improve it. I understand the content can be adjusted to improve it. I also understand my personality is a limitation because I'm not as charismatic as other people. Part of that is because I'm just so fucking tired all the time. But part of that is, and it's also because I can't really be myself. Like, I swear a lot. I have to be polite. And I have to be professional. And that's not who I am because of the expectation of the videos, but also because sometimes I have kids that come on to this channel that I teach because I find out I have a YouTube channel somehow. And it's like, I explained that it's not for them and they still go anyway. And to be fair, it's because it's my company's YouTube channel. I have to be restrained. I can't just say whatever I want. You have to be considered when you are in a public environment. Unless you don't care. But I do, because I care about other people. But I want you to understand, if you are going to send me your best offer, you need to do better than this. You need to try and make it so that I want to do it. And I need verifiable evidence that you actually give a shit. Because when I get sent stuff like that thumbnail, I think it's just like you're looking at like thumbnails from like channels that are big that don't mind parodying themselves. Or maybe they're just wonderfully attractive people, so you can't get a bad angle. But when you find a fucking unattractive like angle like that, it irritates me. And I'm aware that like this could be like something that like let's just say I have like trolls at some point. They could look at this and go, oh, this is a sore point. Let's like show them this. Mate, I've got uglier photos than this. I had my fucking awkward years as a teenager. So this isn't going to bother me beyond this video. But what I need you to understand is I don't want your help. I have never asked for help with my YouTube channel. And the reason I don't ask for help is because I have stumbled my way into 15,000 subscribers and previously 130,000 fans on Bilibili. I stumbled my way in there. And until recently, I've refused to give myself the credit for that. As well as, to be fair, how Cassandra inadvertently boosted the channel eventually. I have to give him credit for that. But then I got from 30 to 130 after that based on the other videos that were made. It's like, I want to keep going. And I want to keep doing them my own way. And I want to make it sort of something I can, so it's just, I want to figure this out on my own. And I need you to respect that. I don't want to give you money. You provide no value to me. Like if you're someone selling me, that is, like when people who follow the channel, they give advice and feedback. I take that. I appreciate that. But I don't want someone contacting me out of the blue trying to sell me stuff. I don't want it. It irritates me because there's a sense of entitlement there from some people who consistently follow up, even though I don't reply. And it's like, you're not important to me. You're just some dude that I don't know trying to make money off of me because you think I'm a fucking loser because I don't have an oversaturated thumbnail. I don't want it. I don't want your stuff. Please never contact me about any YouTube thumbnail or SEO related stuff or website related stuff. I will come to you if I think you need it. And if I do not go to you, then you are not providing what I want. And that's it. And I don't care that that's how your industry operates. I don't care that it relies on cold calling your people. I don't care. It's not my problem. I will only talk to people that I feel can benefit my channel or my company. That is how you manage a business. You don't just gamble and pay random people that you don't know who have provided little to no tangible evidence or value. You don't do that. I don't even waste my time with that. And that sounds so pretentious, but I've turned 34 and I need to be more deliberate with what I do with my life. And the last thing that I feel like dealing with is people spamming my inbox saying, oh, you do know that you could get more views if you have a bit. I know. But then you also look at channels like Penguinzo, fucking Charlie. He just does his face, and he has 1 million views. So it's about the content. It's about how you present it, the structure, the format. And so I need to work on the content. That's what I need to work on. And that's something I need to do that no one else can help me with. And it seems like I'm angry about this probably. I'm not actually angry about it. It's a release for me because I've needed a reason and an excuse to talk about this because it's bugged me for a long time. But now that I've finally been sent a product of the shit that's supposed to make my life a whole lot better and easier as a YouTuber, I can blatantly say, no, I don't think it will. No, thank you. So I haven't mentioned any names within this video. I'm glad. I am glad. I understand that. I probably peaked the mic a little bit. I tend to do that when I get a bit fucking heated. I need to just fix that stuff. But I've got 2 weeks off as of next week. So I'm going to be spending the next 2 weeks kind of focusing on that probably. Or I might just sleep. Or I might try for another house. I've already tried 3 or 4 houses at this point, and they haven't gone through for various reasons, even though I've had the money to do it. It's just been that the houses aren't good enough. So anyways, this is aimed more so I think at people who are trying to sell me stuff. Hopefully you understand this and don't take it personally. It's just there are less self-aware and less naive fish in the sea. But then again, hopefully they understand that what you provide isn't necessary. I don't know. That's a mean thing to say. There's an audience, and I'm sure there's a buyer for everything. It's just not me. I buy lots of stuff, but I don't buy false hope. So stay cool, shredders. Spider hands out.